I would like to thank everyone for all the prayers and concerns. It's been a overwhelming experience, and I just am thankful that I'm alive. I was mowing the lawn. We have 6 acres north of Silsbee on Highway 92. My husband and I were out mowing the lawn, and he was in the front mowing, I was in the back on the tractor, and I was just in the field, and all of a sudden a snake fell from the air. And when I saw it, I began to fling my arm, trying to get the snake off my arm, and he wrapped his arm around me. He wrapped himself around me as I was slinging my arm and wouldn't come off. And as this is going on, there's a hawk coming down, trying to get him, and as I'm trying to sling the snake off, the snake is striking me in my eyes. He's striking my face, and I'm screaming, "Jesus help me, please Jesus help me," and I'm slinging my arms. And the hawk came down a couple of times, didn't get the snake. He came down one time and got the snake, and he jerked my arm, felt like out of socket, but it was okay. But he just continually striking my face, and at about the 4th time, the hawk got the snake and carried it away, and I looked down and I was covered in blood, and I was heading up to the house. My husband had just finished mowing the front part of the property, and as he was coming my way, I was screaming and yelling, and he came to my rescue and looked at my arm and said, "Okay, we've got to go to the ER. Let's go." So we went to the ER. On the way to the ER, I told him, I said, "I can't see on my right eye. I think something's wrong." And we got there, and they looked, but it was on my glasses. There was some kind of liquid venom or something on my glasses, and my glasses had been chipped a little bit. So I'm just thankful that I'm here and I'm alive, and God saw fit to let me live another day. It was scary, very traumatic, and I think that I went into like a survival mode. In my mind, I was having to get rid of the snake, just trying to get rid of the snake, and it latched on, it wouldn't let go. And then the hawk came down, and the hawk was all flapping his wings in my face, and I think I just went into survival mode. I just think that I was just praying to Jesus to help me, and I think he did. I think he sent the hawk to get the snake back off my arm after he had dropped it on my arm in the first place. So yes, I have cuts and scratches and punctures covering my arm. I have severe bruising on my arm, and I still have open wounds. I'm still having to doctor it and keep it bandaged, and I can't afford to get an infection of any kind, and that was my main concern. Was I didn't really want to get an infection, and I didn't want to be bitten by the snake. And I was sent home after I was treated at the ER. I was treated and released. I was sent home, and we stayed up all night to watch to see. We knew the signs of what it would be if the snake had bitten me. So we watched, and I don't think it had bitten me. I just think the claw marks and the cuts and punctures were from the hawk's claws. It was just a brown snake, and like I said, as I was trying to get him off, he was in my face constantly, and I was trying to keep my face away from him, and my arms weren't long enough, I guess. So, and like I said, he wouldn't let go. He just would not let go. And I think after the hawk's 4th attempt, he came down for the 4th time, and he got the snake, and he flew off with the snake. The snake released off of my arm. I had several cuts and scratch marks and on the top of my forearm, and I had underneath my forearm. A couple of years ago, I got bit by a venomous snake, so I knew what to look for. As I was going to the ER, I was telling my husband, it doesn't hurt the same way. It hurt, but it doesn't hurt the same way as when I got bit by the venomous snake. I got bit on the other arm a couple of years ago. So, and we knew what to look for. And, you know, we kept checking blood pressure, and blood pressure didn't go up, and it turned black when I did get bit. My whole arm did, and swelled up really bad, and none of that So that's how we concluded that it probably didn't bite me on my arm. So I was just thankful for that because I didn't want to live through that again either. So it's been slow. There is no infection is the main thing, but I still have open wounds and I still have to cover it. And there are days when, if I'm at home and not doing anything, I can leave it open. If I go anywhere, I'm not supposed to get hot. I can't sweat. I can't, do anything germy. But the good thing is I hadn't had to wash dishes, in a couple of weeks. So my husband's taking care of everything, and my family they're all there for me, and I just am thankful for that. Well, the outpouring has been tremendous. I'm thankful. I want to thank every individual, every news person, every radio station. I'd like to thank everyone. I haven't got to comment back on all of them. It just got overwhelming. But I want to thank everyone for all the prayers. I'm sorry. I would like to thank everyone for all the prayers and concerns. It's been an overwhelming experience, and I just am thankful that I'm alive. And I have had people reach out to me from France, Spain, New Zealand, all over the United States, and it's just been amazing that the kindness that these people have shown me. I have nightmares, so the nightmares, sometimes you just relive the whole situation. And then even when you're not asleep, you're thinking, what could I have done differently that this might not have happened? Or, the only thing I could come up with, because someone asked me that question, and the only thing I could come up with is a tractor with an enclosed cab, but they're a little bit pricey and, just don't have enough land, I guess, to consider that to be an option. So, but I don't think there was anything that I could have done differently that could have prevented this from happening. And I'm just thankful that I'm here and that I do have friends and family that support me and have prayed for me and have shown me kindness. And it gives you a different perspective on life after you feel like you've almost lost yours. And then you get to come back and have a life again. So I'm just thankful that I'm here and I can still enjoy family and friends. When I got bit a couple of years ago by a venomous snake, it was scary. It wasn't anywhere as scary for me as this encounter because I just dealt with it, and there was nothing else that I could do about it. I did everything I was supposed to do, and everything turned out just fine. And my arms are good. My health is good, so I'm just thankful. Right. Yes, we own land north of Silsbee. It's investment property. It's the field I was mowing is there's no trees. It's just wide open field, and it's about 3 acres of field that I was mowing. I have been back. I have not mowed. I have been back. I got on the tractor just to make myself get on the tractor. So I have to start facing fears, and I didn't want that because being on a tractor is just kind of a part of our life, that the things that we do, we have to do this. And I did drive around a little bit just for a little slow joyride, and my husband walked beside me and just to help me look, make sure there were no birds in the air or snakes on the ground, and I just drove around a little bit. And as we were about to leave on that day, I did see the hawk, and he must have a nest there somewhere around there because I did see him circling around the property. So it was just a traumatic experience. I can't even think of a word worse than traumatic, but that's basically what it was. As you're going through it, you think it's never going to end, although it probably only lasted a few seconds, but in your mind it's like, it's the snake is not going to get off. How am I going to do this? Help me, Jesus, please just help me. And then the hawk comes down, which I was just thinking, well, Jesus would have just let the snake go of my arm. I'd just thrown him off and been on my way, But then the hawk came down, and It was the flapping of the wings and I mean, he kept coming back down. He would just like striking almost at the snake with his talons. And it was quite surreal and makes you realize, you know, we were always taught to let nature be and don't interrupt nature. And that's kind of the type of people we are. So I'm just glad that nature was there to help me get rid of the snake. So the hawk was kind of like my hero.